Tell me, how important is your relationship with your father?
Yeah, it's been good. He's a really lovely man. He's been with me all my life. Even though he's been going back and forth, busy and all that, but his whānau has been sticking around with me. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Yeah.
But then what about, when you were told that your son had autism?
Had no idea what it was, so didn't really understand what it was at the time. But then gaining an understanding of it made me think about a lot of people I met in my life who potentially had similar characteristics, and so it raised my consciousness around wanting to create with Kate and Tuakoi and the whānau pathways that would be more of an enlightenment pathway for Tahu and his schooling and other places. So raised consciousness a lot and made me look at the world different, and especially around education and the empowering role that education has, but also recognising the need for change and also the need to be quite specific around different learners' needs, like autism and other needs. Yeah.
What would you say to other dads who
yeah.
learn that their child has got autism and suddenly freak out, which a lot of them do?
I think you can either look at it as a challenge or as an opportunity. I think we're very fortunate with my wife Kate. She did a lot of research and a lot of investigation, a lot of work around understanding and gaining an understanding of what autism is, the challenges associated with it, but also because we've sort of been built around positivism and the potentiality of education to transform people's lives, we approach this as focusing on the strengths that Tahu has as opposed to challenges that he has. So I think that's a really encouraging point for all parents and especially fathers, is to realise the uniqueness that each of our kids have, even with autism, because there's always opportunities in there. Once we can identify what they're passionate about, Tahu's passionate about the arts, acting, and all these things, dance. We've pretty much looked at ways to be able to shape a pathway as best as we can for our son and for our family, to enable him to realise that potentiality that he has and his aspirations that he has for his future. So in a way he's led our family as opposed to us leading him. So it's been an enlightenment pathway for us, and real revelation and a broadness of understanding the diverse realities of our people and our kids, and the need to look at diverse solutions for them.
There must have been times though when it was all a lot, where you thought, what am I going to do here?
Yeah, not really. I think
nope.
Once, I think again, because my wife Kate had done a lot of research and investigation, she was able to demystify it and then put it in a way that we could understand. I give a lot of credit to her for doing that work and doing that research, because it enlightened both Tuakoi, myself and Tahu. And so we knew that there was needs to be able to be quite intentional around the pathway of his schooling, as opposed to just going to the school up the road. It's about what sort of character of the school best aligns to the character of our son, and in the absence of those schools not being available, then we were able to be part of building one as part of his high school experience with other parents who had similar aspirations around a belief that individual realities require individual solutions through an individual learning plan that was facilitated through a school Tahuaroa.
So what sort of unit are you as a family?
I guess we're whānau for sure. We, our children are really strong in knowing who they are, so whakapapa, wise, understanding where they're from and who they're descended from is really important, and we're really tight. We live and we move constantly. I think we're really tight as a unit, and we have others. Our unit. This is not us. It wasn't us that raised these kids. It's truly a village, truly a whole community of friends and whānau, our sisters, our parents. Everyone's had a hand in the raising, so it was shared. And so Tahu's firmly part of a community here in Waikato. He's growing a community in Wellington. He's part of a community in Bluff and Otago, far north, Tauranga. There's a lot of hands in the raising of the kids, which is something we really believe in. So we're a tight unit, but these kids belong all around the world, and our Native American community, our family in the States too, have a hand in the raising of these kids. The uncles that he spoke of, are from different tribes and states. They're actually not from here.
So, yeah, what about as a sister? This crazy guy.
I definitely knew that he was unique from other kids. When I was younger, it was a bit hard for me to understand him, but once he was diagnosed and Mum really described what it is that he had, that's when I realised, oh, okay, so that's why he is the way he is, a sensitive hearing, blah, 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 blah. But that didn't really change the way I seen him. So.
He's still just a brother, isn't he?
Yeah.
You got a close relationship, do you think?
Definitely a lot closer now that we're getting older. I've always been protective of him, but I also didn't want to, kill his groove or anything. I just want to let him do him, but I'm keeping close eyes always. Yeah, so yeah. And we can always speak openly about what we go through privately too. Sometimes
We'll bring you when we get to Wellington.